So Karl, what is 3D scanning?
Yeah, so the easiest way to say it is it's a non-contact, non-destructive technology that uses a line of laser light that is projected from our scanner onto any surface in a space. The time it takes for the laser to reach that object and return to our scanner is recorded and transformed into a data point. Our scanner is capable of collecting around 43,000 of those data points per second within 360 degrees. So as we move through our house, we're collecting millions of data points in which we can measure from.
All right. And what is the difference between a traditional way of laser scanning and SLAM-based scanning as we do?
Well, a traditional laser scanner is a static solution. So that means we have a scanner on a tripod, which we are going to have individual setups. So I'm going to set it up and a scan can take anything between 1 minute and 45 minutes. But as that scan is completed, I need to pick up that scanner and move it to our next position. Our scanner relies on SLAM technology, which means simultaneous localization and mapping. Right. Easiest way to say is our scanner is creating a map while locating ourselves within that map. That means that we can move around while our device is scanning, so it's completely mobile.
All right, so it's mobile, but how accurate is it then?
Yeah, so I mean, traditional scanners are very accurate, but they're slow. SLAM scanners are not as accurate, but they're a lot faster. Our scanner, it really depends on a couple of variables, but I would say it's between 1 and 3 centimeters based on a 100 square meter home.
So, and what is the main difference between scanning by hand, like we would used to do with a distometer, and scanning? So what are the benefits of laser scanning with the SLAM scanner?
Well, I think the first thing is accuracy. If we were to scan or measure something up by hand, the results are really based on the experience and the skills of the operator that's going to be drawing up that house. With the scanner, we know that our measurements are correct, and we've got a permanent record of our point cloud. We've got a permanent representation of exactly what was experienced on site. The second thing is speed. If I was to go out with a laser disto and measure up a 100 square meter house, it's going to take me anything between 1 and 3 hours. With our scanner, we do 100 square meters between 10 and 15 minutes, so it's a lot faster. And the last thing is interpretation. Most of the time we'll have someone measuring the house, but that's not necessarily going to be the same person that is creating the deliverables, so the floor plan and the measurement report. So there can be a bit of a break in communication and maybe a few mistakes that happen between the two phases. With the scan data, we've got an exact depiction of what was on site and what was experienced. So it's really easy for our production guys to create floor plans and measurement reports.
So less room for error as well.
Exactly.
All right. So our photographers are scanning now. Why is it not done by measurement specialists?
Well, yeah, we consider our photographers to be measurement specialists. They are kept up to date with the latest workflows, the latest technology, and the latest developments within the geospatial industry. So these guys will spend a couple of days training with me or one of our other scanning technicians, and from there they are out on the road scanning on average around 4 houses per day. So they're spending a lot of time doing this, and yeah, they've a really skilled bunch of people.
So you mentioned that it was faster, so you said that 100 square meters on average is between 10 and 50 minutes. What is the average for an average home? Because not every home is 100 square meters.
Yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, there's also a couple of variables with that. If I have a 100 square meter barn, for instance, it's an open space and I can walk around that within a minute. But if I have a house that's got 10 rooms squeezed into 100 square meters, I need to go into every single one of those rooms and measure it. So it really depends on the space. But yeah, the average house of 100 square meters will take us between 10 and 15 minutes. Some are faster, some are a bit slower, but yeah, that's kind of the baseline.
Pretty good average.
Yeah.
All right, good. So we've been there, we have the point cloud. How do we create those deliverables, so the floor plan and measurement reports, once we've been on site? Yeah,
so pretty much as our scanning technicians or photographers are finished on site, they're going to immediately upload. So as they leave the appointment, the point cloud is already being delivered to our production team. And they are going to create a few sections and slices at multiple elevations throughout the scan data. and they are going to create the floor plan by pretty much just tracing the line work of those slices. And yeah, in terms of the time of delivery, we're looking at around 1 to 2 days maximum on our average house.
That's really cool. So in the old way, we could the measurement specialist could check himself because he had a notepad and the sizes. How does a photographer check himself on site if he's checking if he has measured everything in that building?
Yeah, good question. So the system that we are using is a real-time solution. So pretty much what happens is while our photographers are scanning, in real time they can see on the device, they can see the results. So they can see if they've possibly missed a room or maybe there's some kind of error in the point cloud, but they know if something's gone wrong before they leave the house.
It's still a laser. Is it safe for the humans and for animals? Because, well,
yeah, completely. So yeah, a lot of people will think when we go out with a laser scanner that they're going to see this crazy laser show. But the laser we're using is a class 1 laser, so it's completely invisible to the eye, but also 100% eye safe. So we're not going to hurt any cats or dogs or humans or anything like that. It's completely eye safe. It's non-invasive. It's non-contact. So yeah, it's probably the safest way to actually measure a house.
Cool. So I think my final question. So I've the floor maps that are created once we've been on site from the point cloud, and I have my original drawings for the building, but they do not match. What happened there?
So that can actually be quite a common thing. A lot of the houses that we do scan some of them were built in the 1800s. So the drawings that you're provided with your house are not necessarily accurate. There could have been renovations, you could have built onto a space. There's a couple of things that can change that, subdivision for instance. So if you do have older drawings, they just aren't reliable enough anymore. So that's why we go out, we scan and we provide an up-to-date exact depiction of what was on site that day.
Well, thanks for your time and for the clear explanation.
Yeah, thank you. And yeah, if you have any questions or queries, contact your local scan man.
Oh, boy,